Listen to me very carefully. Your body does not know the difference between a heavy barbell and a deadly virus. When you walk into the gym, when you tear your muscles apart for 2 hours, your brain does not think you are building a physique. It thinks you have been infected. Every time you push to failure, your DNA triggers a massive autoimmune response. It spikes your systemic inflammation. It raises your internal temperature. You think that deep muscle soreness is a sign of hard work. You are wrong. That soreness is a biological fever. Your nervous system is treating your gym routine like a toxic infection. And what does a human body do when it is fighting a severe virus? It shuts down, it stops growing, it destroys your testosterone, and it stores visceral fat to survive the sickness. You are not building an armor. You are purposely infecting yourself every single day. Stop lifting. This is why you look exactly the same as you did a year ago. You are ignoring the symptoms. You think they are just the price of admission. You wake up in the morning and your lower back is stiff. Your shoulders constantly click. Your sleep is light and broken. You toss and turn at 2 in the morning. You drag yourself out of bed. You drink a pre-workout just to feel normal. When you train, you do not get a pump anymore. Your muscles just feel empty. They feel completely flat. And the worst part, the most insulting part, your belly is still there. The soft visceral fat around your waist refuses to leave. You think this is part of the process. You tell yourself that progress is slow. It is not slow. It is stopped. It is reversed. Your body is screaming at you. The joint pain is not weakness leaving the body. It is your nervous system begging for a ceasefire. Flat muscles are not a sign that you need more carbohydrates. They are a sign that your cells have locked the doors. The light sleep is not because you are stressed about work. It is because your cortisol is so high that your brain thinks a predator is waiting in the dark. These are not signs of hard work. These are the symptoms of a biological rejection. But you do not stop, because you have been brainwashed. You open your phone. The fitness influencer tells you to push harder. They tell you that there is no overtraining. They tell you that you just lack discipline. They preach the gospel of no pain, no gain. They tell you to leave blood and sweat on the gym floor. This is the biggest lie in the modern fitness industry. They are teaching you how to break your body, but they never teach you how to build it. They glorify the destruction. They romanticize the exhaustion, because exhaustion is easy to sell, sweat is easy to film. But what happens inside your body is a completely different story. When you push to failure every single day, when you force a heavy barbell on a spine that is already tired, you are not sending a signal to grow. You are sending a signal of severe tissue damage. You are creating systemic inflammation, and inflammation is the ultimate enemy of biological architecture. Let us look at the actual anatomy of what happens when you train like this. You walk into the gym. Your nervous system is already frayed. You load the bar, you push your muscles beyond their limit. Instantly, your brain registers a massive physical threat. It does not know you are trying to build a big chest. It only knows that muscle tissue is being violently torn apart. To survive this threat, your brain floods your bloodstream with stress hormones. Cortisol spikes instantly. Adrenaline surges. In a healthy body, this spike is temporary. It goes away. But your body is not healthy. You do this every single day, so your cortisol never comes down. It stays permanently elevated. And chronic cortisol is a biological wrecking ball. It immediately starts to suppress your natural testosterone, because your body does not care about reproduction or building muscle when it thinks it is dying. Then, the ultimate betrayal happens. Your body needs energy to repair the massive damage you just caused. But your system is so stressed, so inflamed, that it refuses to burn your stored body fat. Instead, it burns your muscle. It breaks down the very muscle tissue you are trying to build. It converts it into glucose to survive the trauma. This is why your muscles are flat. You are literally eating your own muscles to survive your workouts. And what about the fat? Your body locks the fat away. It builds a thicker layer of visceral fat around your organs, because fat is a protective shield, and your body believes it needs a shield against you. You have created the perfect storm for a biological collapse. High cortisol, low testosterone, muscle breakdown, and fat storage, all because you refuse to listen. All because you thought you could force a living system to obey your ego. You are looking for a villain in this story. You blame your genetics. You blame your diet. You blame your age. Look in the mirror. You are the villain. You are the one attacking your own biology. You are the one stabbing your nervous system and wondering why it is bleeding. Every time you force a workout when your body is begging for rest, you are just digging the hole deeper. You are expecting a flower to grow while you are setting the garden on fire. It has to stop. The biological mutilation has to end right now. If you do not change the way you communicate with your DNA, you will never build the armor you want. You will just continue to break, slowly, painfully, and invisibly. How do you stop a biological rejection? You do not fight it, you surrender. You declare a complete and total ceasefire. Right now, your body is a war zone. You need to pull the troops out. You have to lower your weapons. You have to make your nervous system feel safe again. The fitness industry told you that more is better. More days in the gym, more hours lifting, more sets to failure. They lied. Biology does not work like that. Biology works on a very simple principle: stimulus and adaptation. Think about a callus on your hand. You do not build a thick callus by rubbing your hand against a rough bar until it bleeds. If you do that, you just get an open wound. You get an infection. You build a callus by applying just enough friction to signal a threat. And then, you leave it alone. You let the skin heal. You let it harden. Your muscles are exactly the same. They are biological calluses. You do not need to destroy them to make them grow. You only need the minimum effective dose. You need one precise, heavy, controlled signal. You walk into the gym. You lift the weight. You send the mechanical signal to your DNA. And then you drop the weight and you walk away. You do not stay for 2 hours. You do not do 6 different exercises for the same muscle. You do not push until you vomit. You send the signal, and you evacuate the area. When you cut your gym time in half, when you stop training 6 days a week, biological miracle happens. Your cortisol finally drops. The alarm bells in your nervous system go quiet. The emergency lockdown is lifted. Your body looks around and realizes that the daily trauma has stopped. And this changes everything. The food you eat is no longer being used to heal massive internal bleeding from your daily workouts. It is finally being used to build the armor. Your natural testosterone comes back online because your body finally feels safe enough to prioritize growth over basic survival. Your joints stop hurting, the chronic inflammation disappears, and that stubborn visceral fat, the belly fat that your body was using as a protective shield, it begins to melt away because the war is over and the shield is no longer needed. You have to change your entire identity. You are no longer a gym rat. A gym rat runs on a wheel until it dies of exhaustion. You are an architect. The gym is just your drafting room. It is where you draw the blueprint. But the actual construction of the building does not happen in the gym. It happens in the dark. It happens when you are in deep sleep. It happens when you are sitting on your couch doing absolutely nothing. The human body builds its most impressive architecture in the silence of recovery. If you interrupt the construction crew every single day by going back to the gym and tearing the scaffolding down, the building will never be finished. You have to give your DNA permission to grow. I will warn you right now, when you start doing this, it will feel wrong. You will leave the gym feeling like you did not do enough. You will feel guilty. That is because you are addicted to the exhaustion. You have been conditioned to believe that if you are not suffering, you are not progressing. You have to break that psychological addiction. Hard work is only valuable if it produces a result. Hard work that destroys your system is just glorified self-harm. We are done with self-harm. We are done with biological rejection. If you want to keep forcing your body to the breaking point, go ahead, keep lifting 6 days a week, keep ignoring your joint pain, keep wondering why your physique never actually changes. But if you are ready to stop the internal war, if you are ready to finally let your body build the architecture it was designed to build, then welcome to the protocol. Stop fighting your biology. Start directing it. Subscribe to the channel. Let us build the armor.